Hey Team DSF, this is your girl Tanaya-Marcia Silhouette. Sorry we are a couple minutes late. I was trying to angle my camera. So this week we're going to do training on Elite Academy Orlando 2016. You know, if you're in my company, you know that is our quarterly convention, if you will, or conference that we do, our national conference, and it happened to be in Orlando, which is cool since I'm in the Tampa Bay area and I'm basically local. And I have one of my business partners with me, Lance Stevens, CEO of Hakatre Health and Fitness, and this was actually his first major event with my company. So I invited him to get his feedback on what he got out of it. I've attended about, I'll say 5 or so throughout my 2 years in network marketing. And so I have a little bit of experience with them. Let me just do some housekeeping real quick to make sure that you guys can see me well on this live stream before we get into the questions. So, okay. All right, so first I'm gonna just ask Lance some questions on what he got out of it overall. So how did you feel when you went to the convention? What information did you get?
Elite Academy is a must attend event, and for quite a few reasons. There are some nuggets of information that you're going to get by the elite panel and the elite distributors with the company that you're not going to get anywhere else. There are some information that we go over in most trainings, like you know, the 7 core habits and money-making behaviors of distributors that help them with their business. But they go into even more. They elaborate even more as to what you really need to do to be successful in the business. So that's one of the things that I definitely would recommend as far as going to Elite Academy with the company. It's a national convention for the entire company, so it's really important. But what I got out of it was the additional information that you don't get anywhere else. So that's definitely one of the reasons why I recommend definitely being there. You have to be there at that particular function. Well, you need to be there in all the events, but when the Elite Academy comes, you can't miss it.
Okay, I definitely agree with that because, like you said, there's some things that they're going to go over in that weekend that, you know, you're probably not going to hear. Matter of fact, one of the mentors that was speaking at the event actually said that some of the nuggets that you get from this particular event you will not hear in like 1 or 2 years again, because, you know, they usually go off of a common theme. And you know, as we all evolve and grow as entrepreneurs, we all gain wisdom and knowledge that we want to share with other people. And the way I share it today might not be the same thing that I share 2 years from now or a year from now. So you want to always attend any training that your company has so that you can get that knowledge and wisdom as soon as possible so you can apply it to your business to make money and be successful. And also push that out to your team and your new business partners that you get who weren't able to attend because they weren't yet in the company. I'm going to go through some of the notes that I took. I took a lot of notes, which if you're in my company, you know, because I post them, and I will also post them on this event after the event has finished, this Facebook event. But there was a lot. I'm just going to go through a couple of them that stood out to me. The first thing that I took to heart was from one of my personal mentors, multimillionaire Brandon Cunningham. And this was kind of interesting because Hurricane Matthew happened and a lot of our business partners weren't able to attend this event, but we were there, you know, and we actually got locked down at Disney. So a lot of the sessions that we had scheduled were canceled, but Brandon Cunningham decided to create his own training. That way we weren't wasting our time, wasting our money, sitting in our rooms doing nothing. He wanted to make sure that we were as productive as possible. And one of the first things that he brought up in this training was that sometimes we focus on the wrong things. You know, we wonder if our personal enrollments are going to do the business before we enroll them, basically prejudging people. You know, when you're going through your database and you look at prospects and you're considering whether or not you should share your opportunity with them, sometimes we tend to prejudge them, or we think, if I enroll him, if he does join, I don't think they're going to be serious. Or you might do the opposite and say, oh yeah, they're going to be a runner, they're going to be excited, they're going to do everything, and then when they get in, they don't. What we need to remember is we don't prejudge anybody. If you hear triggers when you're doing your connecting, which I've talked about in other trainings, not just an invite, but when you're connecting with somebody and you're building a relationship with them, and you hear the triggers that prompt you to think about sharing what you have to them, give them the respect enough to just share the information, educate them, and let them make a decision. Don't think, okay, whether or not, they're going to do it or they might not. If you already know that this is somebody that you would like to work with, then leave it at that. Like, I'm going to share this with people who I want to work with, but I'm not going to make assumptions on whether or not they're going to be great at it or bad at it or whatever. What I'm going to do is educate them, train them, do my best to give them the information and everything that they need to be successful. And if they decide to use it, they use it. And then, they apply what they apply. But at the end of the day, they're the CEOs of their own business. So it's up to them what they want to do with it, Some of the other things that Brandon Cunningham mentioned was only focus on the people who are willing to do what you do. And so this ties into what I just mentioned. So once you gain a new business partner and they decide how they want to run their business, most companies have a standard, a system. So if they are doing the things that we as a company feel are the proper habits, the core habits to be successful, then those are the ones that you give special attention to. Don't dwell on the ones that want to do it their own way, reinvent the wheel. Like I said, it's their business. They have a right to do that. But if you know that it's not effective, then don't waste your time with them. Let them learn the hard way, because that's sometimes what it takes. Or, maybe it's just not for them. But don't micromanage people. Don't try to force people to do things the way you want them to do them. You give them the information and you explain the reason why they should do it a certain way, because it's been proven to work. And if they decide they don't want to go that route, let them do it their way. And you focus on the people that want to do it the way it's supposed to be done, according to the core habits that are set in your company. Is there anything you want to add to what I just mentioned on that, Lance?
Well, the leaders with the company have been there. They've done it. They've been there. They've been through these steps from the beginning all the way to where their rank is currently in the business. So anything that they share with you at the trainings, they're going over the same things over and over again to make sure that the new business leaders, upcoming business leaders, are going to do what's actually working in the business. So we should just basically really just take those notes, follow what they're saying, and do those procedures and steps, because that is what actually works within the business. They're not just randomly going off saying things that don't work. They're saying things that are actually working, which is what we call now the proven plan within the business. If we follow those steps, even though we may not like them, if we follow them, then we're going to be successful in the business. You've got Pro 10s, Master Pro 10s, elite distributors that are saying some of the same things over and over and over again with these steps and procedures. If we do them, then we will be where they are. Most of our objectives is to be where they are. We want to be elite distributors. We want to be Master Pro 10s. We want to be the millionaires that basically don't have to go to a job in the morning when they wake up. We want to be like them. So following those steps is crucial to becoming successful. I know I'm going to do them. You going to do them, Tanaya?
I'm already doing them. That's what it's about. So yeah, I definitely agree. And I mean, if you want to be successful, you have to be coachable. You have to be teachable. You have to be willing to learn, and you have to, humble yourself and just be in receive mode. When your first year in network marketing, which by the way is the name of a good book that everyone should read. But in your first year of network marketing, you are in class. Okay. You are learning. Most people that do these things have not been in network marketing before. They have no clue what to do. And you cannot assume that it's the same as running a traditional business. It's not. There's some general things that bleed over, but for the most part, this industry is unique, just like every other industry that you're in, that you've worked for 9 to 5. So you need to be open and willing to learn and willing to receive the information that your leaders in your company are giving you, because the reason why they brought you in here was to help you become successful. Most of them aren't just trying to make money off you. That doesn't make sense. Like, they want to do business with you because they care about you. They want you to be successful, and you should listen to what they have to say and just try it, you know? So one of the things that another mentor mentioned, his name is Blue Elam, and he said, you know, there's different phases of training. You know, when you're training your new business partners, your new distributors, you know, there's the first phase, which is teaching them how to invite, which is basically, how do you even share your opportunity with people? You know, you need to teach them that, how to do it properly. Then you want to teach them how to go through their database and find those potential business partners that they can share that information with. You also want to have them write down their goals. You know, a lot of times we jump into network marketing and we don't even know what our goals are. We're lost and it's just overwhelming for us. But if we write down some actual attainable goals, then we can backwards plan and work towards those goals, you know, and it shouldn't just be one goal. It should be goals in increments of 30 days, 90 days, 6 months, you know, a year, 18 months, 5 years, all of it. It should be in increments so that you can build up to your ultimate goal. You know, nobody's saying, oh, I want to be a millionaire in a year and I'm just going to wait a year and see if it happens. You know, make them attainable, and then step by step, you get there gradually. And then, you know, make phone calls with your new business partners to help them get used to sharing the opportunity. And then that way they'll feel more comfortable with doing it when you're not around. This should happen like the first day the first day they join the business. You should sit down with them and actually make the calls with them, because a lot of times that's what it is. We're scared. We don't want to call people. I didn't want to call people, but I had to get over it, you know. Then in your second phase, you know, this is when you have them go to home meetings. You have them watch other people present so they can see, this is what I'm going to look like in the future when I become a leader. So they're learning and absorbing the information on the background of the company and how to present and you know, how to engage their audience, how to get the information out to the people in the most effective way where you're not wasting their time. There's an art to that. You know, not everyone knows how to speak in front of a group, and it can be intimidating. So you want them to get there and learn, okay? And while they're doing that, they need to bring their prospects to those meetings so that their prospects can get the information and decide whether or not they want to join the business. It's a win-win. And then train them to present, you know. That's when you're teaching them. This is, you know, go through some drills with them or something. Just teach them, like, have them practice it, you know, in front of you, you know, and see if they got it, okay? And then the third phase is when you train them to become a mentor. At this point, they've probably brought in their own business partners, and their new business partners are going to be relying on them to do the same thing that you're doing with them. So they need to be ready for that. Okay, so you need to train them on how to be a leader. Show them by doing. Show them by your example. Okay, and then let them run, and then they can duplicate everything that you just did in phase 1, 2, and 3. You have anything to add to that?
It's cool that you're mentioning these things, because I'm seeing how those behaviors are playing out, you know, during the presentations and home meetings. You know, I've watched how Tanaya, for instance, presents at my business meetings. And just seeing how, you know, how I'm actually learning. You know, she's mentoring me, and I'm learning how these things are working towards my own behaviors as a presenter. And now I'm going to be presenting. So it's like these things actually do work. These little key exercises and trainings do work. They do help you develop your own way of presenting, inviting, and bring people into your business so you can help train them to become leaders in the company. That's what it's all about.
I agree. So going through these notes, I'm jumping around. Like I said, it's a lot of information, so we're not going to be able to cover it all in 30 minutes. But I'm trying to move so you guys can see me, because I was told that you can't see me. So I apologize for that. But one of the things that they talked about is, like I said, how to succeed in this business. Have a burning desire to succeed. Okay, that's the first thing, which makes sense. Like, if you want to be successful, you should desire it. You know, sometimes people join your business because of whatever their reason is, and then they forget the reason. They forget their why. You know, you got to remember that desire and use that to drive you to be successful. Once again, be coachable. Have a work ethic. Okay, some of us might slip through the cracks at our 9 to 5, but most of us, we put forth effort at a 9 to 5 because that is our false sense of security where we have to pay our bills, right? So if you put forth some effort in your 9 to 5, but you're not putting forth effort in your business, then you're not taking this seriously. To you, it's just a hobby. This is a business that you invest your money in, your time, your effort in, and you should have at the minimum at least the same amount of work ethic that you have in your 9 to 5, if not more. I would say more, because I'm trying to get rid of my 9 to 5, and the income potential and freedom that my own business provides me is way bigger than anything that any 9 to 5 can provide me. So my work ethic for my business is way higher than anything that I can ever be hired to do by some company that I don't own. So you should have a work ethic and you know, have pride and have those standards. Okay. And then give your business consistent time and attention. Once again, your work ethic, you know, you need to set your business hours, okay? And during those business hours that you have blocked off for your business, you need to do your business and be consistent with it. Especially in network marketing, where there's people that are watching you. Your family and friends and colleagues who said no to you or you haven't shared the business with are watching you. They're looking to see how serious you are taking this, because they might just be saying no because they don't believe in you yet, but they want to believe in you. So they're going to watch you for a while and they want to see, are you even consistent? Because are you the type of leader that I even want to be business partners with? They don't know you in that light. They only know you as homegirl Tanaya. So they are watching you to see how consistent and how serious you are about this business. And you'll be surprised, a year from when they said no to you, they might come to you and say, you know what, I like what you're doing. And you know, now's the right time for me to do this. I'm ready. But if you're not being consistent and you're not setting an example for them, then they're probably not going to join you. It might not have anything to do with the company. It just might be they don't want to do business with you because they don't look at you as an entrepreneur or as a leader who can help them to get money. And at the end of the day, if you're not acting like a leader, why would they want to put their money up with you in the first place? Would you want to work with you based on how you run your business today? That's the question you need to ask. You want to add something to that?
There's not too much you can add to that. That's pretty much it. In a nutshell, I mean, you've covered, you know, so much, and there's so much notes that we can't go over. We just don't have enough time. But these are some really important steps that we need to take to ensure that we're going to be successful in this business. This is network marketing. A lot of people are new to that and don't know how to get started in this. This information has been mind-blowing, especially at this Elite Academy that we just came from. And I thought that the regular trainings were giving me enough information, but you got, you know, extra attention to detail that they were sharing at this Elite Academy. So I was really happy to be there.
That's awesome. We still have 8 minutes. I'm going to run through some other things that I'm looking at in my notes. Like I said, I have like a whole bunch. Another good thing that you should read in my notes is the section by Chris Michael, who is another multimillionaire mentor, and he was more focused on commitment versus contribution. And that ties into what we have been talking about for basically the past 20 minutes is, are you committed to your business, or are you just contributing? And what that basically means is, are you actually doing the core habits and doing things in your business to help grow your business, or are you just there? All right. Do you like host actual meetings to bring business partners to? Or do you just attend meetings by yourself with no prospects and just sit there and listen? Now, I did state earlier that when you're learning this business, you should attend events and trainings and home meetings so that you can learn how to present. But what I also stated is that while you are learning, you need to bring some future potential business partners with you. So while you're learning how to present, they're receiving the info to make a decision. It's a win-win. I said that earlier. If you just show up to these home meetings to show your face and act like you're doing a business, and this goes into that training that I did a couple weeks ago, money-making behaviors versus money-making facades. It's just a facade, you know? You look like you're doing a business, but any seasoned entrepreneur will tell you that showing up and just sitting there is not benefiting your business. It's not bringing in money for you if you don't have a prospect sitting next to you who might be somebody who can generate income for you. Yeah, you're going to learn, but why do that? Use the same gas money in the same time and bring some prospects with you, and you learn while they get the information from a third-party presenter. You know, so that's the difference between commitment versus contributing. And there were a lot of other examples that he mentioned, so you definitely need to check that out in the training. And then I am going to keep scrolling, okay? And I am actually going to go to my last document, and because we have about 6 minutes left, We did talk about compensation plan changes, but that's specific to my company, so I'm not going to cover that in this live stream, and that's just way too complicated anyway. But our company is going to probably publish something in the next couple of days to update us on that. But some more general things that I took down that were really awesome is by Brandon Cunningham again, of course. He's one of my favorites. And where is it? Oh, right here. They said, a question was asked to them, what was it that ignited the fire in you to become one of the top ranks in the company? Actually, the top rank in the company. And, you know, they said they had a fear of missing out. You know, they didn't want to miss out on something that's really big. And they wanted to treat this business like their traditional businesses, because they had successful businesses prior to network marketing. And that meant doing daily actions. So we're repeating a lot of things in this live stream that Lance said. Some of these things are constantly repeated for a reason. You know, the basics, the foundation of what you need to do to be successful, daily actions, okay? It only took them about 5 years to become multimillionaires in this company. And that was based on doing things daily. So once again, setting your business hours and setting those goals and setting an actual business plan to do things daily that benefit your business and grow your business so you can be successful and reach your goals. Okay. And they gave an example. We were on lockdown at Disney, due to the hurricane. And instead of them using that time to just watch TV, lay in bed, they brought some of their business partners through their hotel room and they trained them, because they wanted to be productive, just like they launched that last minute training for us because they wanted to be productive. They were already multimillionaires. They didn't have to do that. They could have used it as a vacation. And it is a vacation to me anyway. Attending these events to me is like a vacation. But while I'm attending the events, I'm also making money because I'm learning. It's a vacation because I'm not dealing with my 9 to 5 and dealing with stress. I'm around like-minded people who all think the same. They're positive and they want to be successful. And that is one of the other reasons why you should attend these major events. It's one thing to do the local events, which one of the millionaires actually said is good. You need to attend local events to stay plugged in. You need to get on weekly trainings. You need to do that. But these major events are twofold. They build your belief, reinforce what you already know, what you've already been taught at these local events. They also give you an opportunity to network with other business partners that are around the world who fly into these events. Okay, it's a national thing. You need those contacts to help you grow your business. And they also help your team. If you have business partners that you brought in and you are considered a leader in this organization, you need to be at these events for your team, because it helps build their belief, shows them the bigger picture, and it brings your group together, that camaraderie, that sense of purpose, okay? And you cannot duplicate the feeling that you feel when you're there. It's not something that I can even write down in these notes and send to you. You're not going to know if you're not there. It's just not. So I think that's a good way to close it out. The only other thing that I want to say, which Lance and I were talking about earlier, is Brandon Cunningham said, look, there's some dogs out there that are naturally, it's in their DNA, all right, to know how to fetch, how to go out and get what they need. And that's a black lab. He is a black lab. I actually played with his dog. He's really cool. And he definitely likes to fetch. But then you have poodles, and poodles don't normally go out and fetch balls. You have to train them and coach them and, kind of pull them along. And you might get them to learn, but here's the thing. Like I said, we don't prejudge people. We bring in all the dogs, right? What we're looking for, though, are black labs. If you end up being a poodle, we'll try our best to teach you, coach you, and get you to understand what it is you need to do. But those black labs, just tell me what the system is, because inside, in my DNA, I'm already an entrepreneur. I just need to learn your system. And I'm going to be successful because I'm a natural runner. Okay, and I have goals and I have dreams and I have a family. I have a why. I know why I'm doing this and I want to be successful and I will be successful. So ask yourself this as an entrepreneur. Are you a black lab or are you a poodle? Does somebody have to try to pull you into success? Or are you going to go out there and run and go out and get it? Okay?
Hey,
so.
And all labs matter, by the way. It's It's about the Labrador Retriever, and that was the analogy that Brandon Cunningham was bringing to the table. Not necessarily black labs, all that. It's the Labrador Retriever that is hardwired to know how to go and fetch and come back with the information, basically. And guys, this is network marketing. It's networking, okay, and it's marketing. And we have a certain procedures and activities and behaviors that we're doing that we're duplicating. That's what I was looking for. This is a business of duplication. If we duplicate the things that we are trained to do, duplicate the things that we see with the company, then there's only one way. There's only one way up. I mean, there's only one thing that's going to happen. Your business is going to take off. Your business is going to rise, and people are going to see that, and they're going to duplicate that and also become successful in the business. That's what this is all about. Networking, marketing, and duplication.
So with that, we're going to go ahead and end this live stream. And what I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks is I'm going to break up these notes into small categories and elaborate a little bit more specifically on everything, because it's a lot. So look out for that. Make sure you subscribe to our page, Dirty Sweat Fit. Okay, so www.facebook.com/Dirty Sweat Fit. And this is your girl, Tanaya-Marcia Silhouette, with my special guest, Lance Stevens, the Pharaoh of Fashion. And this is Team DSF Weekly Business Training. Thank you for participating. Peace.